Trusting God with your disappointment. So, I just wanted to talk about this real quickly because I've been trying to figure out how do I word this. And it's trusting God with your disappointment. And for me, it's something that I have been probably longer than I want to admit, feeling like, doing that. One of the things that I've said before, and I've said oftentimes that, hey, let me tell you how well acquainted I am with the goodness of God's no. Yeah. My way of understanding that is that God will tell us no, but his no is a good no. So that's something that I feel more familiar with than I want to be, but it is what it is. And so that's where we come to the trusting God, trusting your disappointment with God, or trusting God with your disappointment. And so what I think of that is having something that you've asked God for, and feel like you're being told no, and then having to trust God to hold you gently. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that's how I think about it. Knowing that God's going to gently hold us in this time of pain that you may feel with receiving a no from him. And I am currently in a season where I am feeling probably a big disappointment from God. I am feeling greatly disappointed by God over a certain situation. And so I want to be angry with God. Like, why, God? Why do I have to go through this? Why? Like, just a whole bunch of whys. I don't understand. But at the same time, I like to describe it as I have a duality. I think that's the right way to describe it. But at the same time that I am so disappointed and kind of like upset and angry with God, I also am trusting God. So I'm trusting that he still has my best interests at heart. And that's what, truthfully the entire Bible, is about. Romans 8:28, all things will work together for our good. And so that is talking about, the things that doesn't seem that way. But let's talk about that. It's not easy to have to take that disappointment and be like, all right, God, I trust you. I trust whatever you're doing with this pain and disappointment that I'm experiencing right now. And so that is something that I've been really walking through quite recently, just, trusting God with that. My grandmother used to often quote the verse, though you slay me, yet I will trust you, that came out of Job. And I remember not understanding what that was about. Like, huh? And I have come to understand that is when we go to God, talk to God, or have whatever the situation may be that we have presented to God, we've prayed to God, and by all accounts, it's not happening, or we feel that we're getting these attacks that either may be coming from God or that God's allowing. And so, oh my God, you're like, God, you're letting all of this happen to me. So it's almost like you, but then I still trust you, Lord. So I trust in all of this that feels like the worst ever that's happening. You're aware of it, but it's not to harm me. So I don't know. That's just what I am dealing with and working through with God, is trusting him, fully trusting him in the disappointment. things didn't go the way that I thought it would go. You know, but I trust whatever it is that God is doing.